Hey fam, good morning. Listen, real quick, I wanted to come on this morning to talk about us as parents, right? And when I say like parenting is wow, okay? I think everybody has their own definition of what their wow means when it comes to being a parent and what our responsibility is. But I think ultimately we all want to be able to give our children the tools that they need to be able to live a good life, to be able to manage life, to be able to make good decisions, just giving them what they need that they can, have a good life. And I know that there are still going to be some roadblocks in the road and still going to be some things that they may not understand that they're going to have to experience themselves. But ultimately, we're trying to make them capable and give them the tools that they need. But in the midst of it, I wanted to focus on today is, understanding that we as people, or we as even kids, that we have strengths and we have weaknesses. And I think that's the way really that God designed us as people, is that we don't have it all together. We don't have everything that we need within ourselves to be able to manage this life and do this life well. I think that God have made us interdependent, which means that we're going to experience things in life that we're going to need other people to help us get to where we need to be. I think that causes relationships. It's relational. It connects people. So independence is great, but we have to balance that out with understanding that we're going to need somebody. Now that's where our weaknesses come in. And I find it as a parent sometimes, we are able to see our children's weaknesses, pretty early on. But the danger that I've experienced, and I wanted to share with you all, is sometimes when we see our children's weaknesses, we harp on those weaknesses to the point where we make our children feel like they're not adequate, that they are not enough. They feel less than. They feel like they're not capable, and which causes fear. It causes intimidation. It causes them to really expose that weakness, and then they allow other people around them to make them feel the same way. So as parents, we have to be careful that we don't expose their weaknesses to the point that we make them feel bad about what they're not good at. And I know that we as parents don't do it intentionally. I just find myself, I think as parenting, sometimes we focus on what they're not doing, and we want to pressure them to do better at what they're not good at doing. But it just came to me this morning that that's not the approach that we need to be taking. Because anytime, and even as adults, we go through this, anytime somebody exposes your weakness or make you feel bad for not being good at something, it further intimidates you and make you fear that you're not good at certain things, and it just messes up our psyche, really. And our job as parents is to, yes, we're going to identify those weaknesses in our children, but we are to cover them and we are to help them. Like I said, God made us interdependent, so therefore they don't have what they need, but it's our responsibility to be able to teach them the things that in life that they're going to need, that they may not be good at doing, but we're going to help them kind of practice those areas, so they can strengthen those areas in their life, and that they can begin to appreciate relationship, and they can begin to appreciate people being there for them, to encourage them, to support them, and knowing that we don't have to have it all together, but God puts people in our life to be able to add to our life, to be able to encourage us, to be able to strengthen us, to be able to teach us, and so that we can be all that we need to be in life, but to understand that it's going to take people. It's a saying that teamwork makes the dream work, and it really is true. Yes, we are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for what we know and what we're learning, but we too have to realize that other people are placed in our life to help us and to be a blessing to us. And then we do that the same for other people. But I just think it's important that we don't turn that against our children, and that we don't harp on it to the point where it makes them feel bad, because we know as adults what we've gone through and how long it has taken us to get out of some of the things that people have spoken to our minds and told us who we weren't. And we can say, oh, that's not gonna, words don't hurt me. That's a lie. Words hurt, and words can change your impression about yourself. Practice makes perfect, and it could be practicing the wrong things, hearing the wrong things, letting those things digest in us to eventually we become those things. So we as parents, we're kind of like in the forefront of this thing, that we have to teach our children that we are here to protect and to cover, that we are here to counsel and to teach them, and to give them a mind that yes, words have power, and our job is to empower them with the good things, and with, even though they may not be at a place where they're strengthened in that area, but to encourage them that they will get to that place. But they have to, be in a place of practice and be in a place of discipline, be teachable and be open, but don't expose them and make them feel bad for being deficient, because it can become a curse to the point where we don't want to be the fault of our children being inadequate or feeling inadequate. The world is going to do that. Our job is to teach them how to combat that. And it's with words of power and words of encouragement to let them know that they can do all things, and with help. And that they are to appreciate other people in their life, to be able to help them and mentor them and coach them. But we as parents, we're their first mentor and we're their first coach. And we need to be in front of the situation, because the world's teaching them regardless of whether we think or not. So we as parents, we got to be in front to be their best coach, their best teacher, their best motivator, their best encourager. And so they can be prepared in life and know how to combat all that foolishness that's going to go on in life. Give them that strength that they need, because we all have that weakness that we have to get over, that hurdle that we have to get over in life. Okay, be blessed, and encourage each other. Bye.